The arguments escalated when Salma posted a handwritten letter on her story scanned and zoomed in reading. 24 hours if you release that last video, I swear. I will tell the world what really happened in Turkey, and he replied in his stories with a voice note laughing, do it, I dare you, because I have the passport stamps, the flight records, and the witness who saw everything. The threats were flying back and forth like missiles. Fans were begging in comments, please stop before someone gets hurt, while others typed more, we need the full exposure. The tension was so thick, you could feel it through the screen, hearts racing, phones overheating, notifications exploding. This wasn't just two celebs fighting, this was years of suppressed pain exploding. In real time, Salma fighting for her freedom, 24 hours fighting for his justice, both sides claiming truth, both sides bleeding publicly, and the world watching every tear, every shout, every deleted post like the biggest reality show ever created. The drama was only heating up, and the night was still young, with so much more to unfold before sunrise hit and everything changed forever again. The accusations, the tears, the family drama, the fan wars, everything building to a breaking point that nobody saw coming next. But trust me, it got even messier from here, and the truth was about to hit harder than anyone imagined. The night refused to calm down. Instead, the drama accelerated like a car with no brakes. At 4:32 a.m., Salma went completely silent. Her stories stopped, her lives ended. Her last post was just a black square with a single white teardrop emoji, and the caption, I'm done fighting for people who never fought for me. Fans interpreted it as surrender, others as a strategic pause. But the quiet was deafening. It made everyone scroll harder, refresh faster, desperate for the next bomb. Meanwhile, 24 hours wasn't slowing. He started a new Instagram live, this time from what looked like a private jet cabin, dim lights, leather seats, champagne glass in hand. He leaned into the camera, voice low and dangerous. Salma, you went quiet because you know I'm right. You built your whole brand on being the perfect independent woman, but every deal, every post, every red carpet moment had my name behind it, my connections, my money, my hustle, and when I asked for my share, you called me toxic, controlling, greedy. The hypocrisy is sickening. He paused, took a sip, then dropped the next grenade. I have a whole folder labeled Salma's Secrets. It's not just one affair, it's 3 different men over 4 years each, one with proof, photos, locations, timestamps, and yes, the one you begged me to keep quiet about because it would destroy your innocent image. The live hit 3.8 million viewers in real-time, comments flying so fast the screen blurred. Team 24 hours was chanting expose her, while Salma's diehards typed Hayes lying, showproof, coward. The energy was feral. People were screen recording every second, reposting with their own commentary. One viral stitch had a girl crying, saying, this is why I don't trust men, they always turn around and weaponize your past. Another guy posted, bro code violated, she trusted you with her soul, now you're airing it for clout. Then the twist nobody was ready for. At 5:01 a.m. an account nobody recognized posted a Google Drive link titled The Full Truth Uncut. It contained over 40 files, audio recordings, bank statements, hotel confirmations, even therapy session notes, allegedly from Salma herself. The link spread like wildfire before Instagram could take it down. Thousands had downloaded, fans were dissecting every page. One audio had Salma sobbing on the phone to a friend saying, I can't leave him, he knows too much, hell ruin me. Another file showed transfers from a joint account to an unknown offshore one, labeled personal, with dates matching times when 24 hours was out of the country. The evidence looked damning, and suddenly the narrative flipped hard. People who were Team Salma started typing, wait, what if Hayes telling the truth? This looks bad. Salma broke her silence at 5:23 a.m., not with a live but with a single story. A photo of her sitting on the floor of what looked like her walk-in closet, surrounded by designer bags, shoes, jewelry, all scattered like shed bin, throwing things in rage. The caption read, you want the truth? Here it is. He forced me to stay silent, threatened my family, my career, my life. Every time I tried to walk away, he pulled me back with more dirt, more leverage. I stayed because I was scared, not because I wanted to. The photo had a tear stain visible on the carpet. Fans zoomed in, cried harder. Posted, I'm so sorry Salma, we didn't know, while others remained skeptical. Fake tears, clout chase, typical. Her best friend jumped in again, this time with a longer live voice breaking. I watched her go through hell for years. She would call me at 4 a.m. crying, saying he hit me once but then apologized with a Birkin and a trip to Maldives. I told her to leave, but she said the fans would hate her, the brands would drop her, her family would judge her. She chose survival over freedom. And now Hayes punishing her for finally choosing herself. The live ended with her holding up printed screenshots of old texts from 24 hours reading, if you ever leave ill, make sure The world sees the real you monster. 24 hours responded by going darker. He posted a carousel of photos. First one, him and Salma, happy at AO award show. Second one, a hospital bracelet with her name blurred but date visible. Third one, a police report filing number only, no details, just the words. Domestic disturbance reported. Fans connected the dots, instantly typing, he abused her. No wait, she's the abuser. The timeline was chaos, accusations flying in every direction. Nobody knew who to believe anymore. Family stepped up heavier. Now Salma's older brother posted a rare tweet, my sister is human, she made mistakes but nobody deserves to be blackmailed, humiliated, dragged through the mud like this. 24 hours. If you have a real problem, handle it like a man, not like a child throwing tantrums online. Delete the drive, take it private. Respect what you once claimed to love. The post got quote tweeted thousands of times, some praising the brother for protecting his sister, others calling him complicit for staying silent. So long. 24 hours. Cousin fired back in stories. Bro, you knew she was cheating the whole time you partied with one of the guys, now you're playing victim card. Nah fam, the family divide deepened. Grandparents were reportedly taken offline by worried kids, cousins were unfollowing each other, aunts starting WhatsApp groups titled Save Our Name from These Kids Nonsense. The generational clash was real. Old school don't air dirty laundry versus new school expose everything. By 6:15 a.m., the first major brand spoke up. A luxury jewelry line that had both as ambassadors posted, we are deeply saddened by the ongoing public dispute and have paused all collaborations with both parties pending further clarity. The statement was diplomatic, but the damage was instant. Stock photos of their joint campaigns got memed into oblivion, fans typing brands running from the mess like we all should. Personal stakes reached breaking point. Salma was reportedly checked into a private wellness retreat by her team. Her phone confiscated to stop the spiral, while 24 hours was seen leaving his mansion in a blacked-out SUV headed to who knows where. Paparazzi caught him looking exhausted, eyes hidden behind shades, jaw clenched. The once unstoppable power couple now looked like two broken people carrying the weight of their own choices. Then at 6:47 a.m., another leak, this time a video from inside a therapy session, audio only but clear. Salma voice raw, saying, I lied about the abuse to make him look bad because I was angry he caught me, but the cheating was real and I'm sorry I dragged his name through it. The clip was only 20 seconds, but it shifted everything. Again, fans who defended her started going quiet, others doubled down saying it's edited AI deepfake. She wouldn't say that. The doubt was everywhere. Trust in any side was crumbling. Friends kept dropping truth bombs. One of 24 hours producers went live saying I was in the studio when she called him, crying, begging him not to release the songs. He wrote about her pain. He scrapped an entire album worth millions because he still loved her even after everything. Another friend of Salma's posted a voice note from 2 years ago. Salma laughing, saying, girl, if he ever finds out about Dubai, I'm finished, but don't worry, I'll handle it. The contradictions piled up higher and higher. Nobody could keep track of what was real anymore. The morning lights started creeping in, but the war showed no signs of stopping. Fans were exhausted yet addicted, glued to their screens, waiting for the next message, the next file, the next breakdown. The emotions were everywhere. Love turning to hate, loyalty turning to betrayal, hope turning to despair. The internet had become one giant courtroom with everyone playing judge, jury, and executioner. The truth was still buried under layers of pain, lies, and half-stories, but one thing was crystal clear: this showdown was far from over, and whatever came next was going to hurt even more. The clock kept ticking, the notifications kept pinging, and the mess just kept growing bigger, darker, messier. With every passing minute, the sun was barely up in Dubai, but the timeline was already on fire again. At 7:12 a.m., Salma finally resurfaced, not with tears this time, but with ice-cold precision. She posted a long Instagram carousel, black background, white text, each slide numbered like evidence. In a court case, slide 1 read, for the record, I never claimed to be perfect, but I never claimed to be a victim either. Slide 2 showed blurred bank statements with arrows pointing to transfers, labeled repayment to 24 hours, not theft. Slide 3 was a screenshot of an old email chain where she begged him to sign divorce papers quietly to protect both brands. Slide 4 hit hardest. A doctor's note dated 3 years back, diagnosis severe anxiety disorder triggered by repeated threats of public exposure. The caption under the whole post read, you wanted receipts, here they are now, leave my family, my mental health and my future, alone or ill, see you in court, not on live. The post exploded, 5 million likes in 20 minutes, comments split right down the middle, some typing finally, the truth queen, we believed in you, others screaming forged documents, typical deflection. She's still lying. The legal threat landed like a bomb. Fans started Googling defamation laws in UA. Paparazzi swarmed her building hoping for a sighting, but her team had already moved her to an undisclosed location. Security doubled everywhere. 24 hours didn't let it slide. He clapped back with his own carousel, this one brighter colors. Almost mocking. First slide, a photo of him holding a stack of printed papers labeled court filings ready. Second slide, voice note attached where he says calmly, "Salma, you talk about mental health now after you gaslit me for years, told me I was crazy for questioning your late nights, your new friends, your disappearing acts." Third slide showed text messages from her number saying, "If you breathe a word about Bali ill, make sure your music career ends before it starts." Fourth slide was the killer, a video clip, short but devastating, him sitting in a lawyer's office suit, on face serious, saying, "I gave her every chance to come clean privately, she chose public war, so now we do this the legal way." The video ended with him looking straight at camera. "Salma, this stops when you admit everything, no more games." Lawyers got involved publicly for the first time. Salma's PR team released a statement, "We are exploring all legal options, including cease and desist orders, restraining orders and damages for emotional distress and defamation." 24 hours team fired right back, "Our client has irrefutable evidence of fraud, breach of contract and emotional manipulation. Proceedings will be filed within 48 hours. Both sides lawyered up and the internet turned into a spectator sport watching two empires potentially crumble in real time. Fans' reactions went nuclear. One popular Stan account with over 1 million followers posted a poll, "Who do you believe now? Salma?" 62%, 24 hours 38%, but the comments under it were war zones, people arguing with receipts, timelines, edits, old interviews where they praised each other now used as weapons against each other. A viral thread broke down every major fight they ever had, from the red carpet slap rumor to the missing ring saga to the time Salma unfollowed him for 3 days, then refollowed with no explanation. Every little thing got dissected, like it held the key to the whole mystery. Then came the celebrity reactions that made it global. A huge rapper who collabed with 24 hours posted a simple story, black screen, white text, "Real recognize real, stay solid, King." Another actress who did a brand deal with Salma reposted her carousel with praying hands emoji and the words, "Protect black women at all costs." But then a third celebrity, a singer who was neutral, dropped a cryptic tweet, "Sometimes the truth isn't one-sided, sometimes both people are hurting and both people are wrong." The quote tweets went insane, everyone trying to decode if she was shading both or picking a side. Family tension boiled over again. Salma's mom went live for the second time, this one from her living room, tears streaming in, begging, "Both of you, stop my daughter, can't eat, can't sleep, she's losing hair from stress, and my son-in-law, whether you like it or not, was family, please, for the love of God, find peace." 24 hours responded indirectly by posting an old family photo of him with Salma's parents at Eid, all smiling, caption, "Family isn't just blood, it's loyalty." Too bad some forget that quickly. The shade was obvious and hurtful. Salma's mom deleted her live minutes later, reportedly in tears. By 9 a.m., the first sponsor fallout hit hard. A major skincare brand announced they were dropping Salma effective immediately, citing irreconcilable differences in values. The post was professional, but fans read between the lines, they believe he more than her. Another brand, a streetwear line tied to 24 hours music, doubled down, "We stand with our artists through thick and thin, real recognize real." The sponsorship war had begun, careers hanging in the balance, money draining fast, PR teams working overtime to spin narratives, personal pain spilled out rawer than ever. Salma posted one last story before going dark again, a mirror selfie, no makeup, eyes swollen, face puffy, caption, "I built everything from scratch, I survived worse than this, but losing trust from people who said they loved me hurts more than any headline." 24 hours went vulnerable to a voice note on his story, Voicehorse from No Sleep, "I loved her more than I loved myself, I forgave over and over thinking love would win, but love can't live with lies forever. I'm tired y'all, I'm really tired." The vulnerability hit fans hard. Some switched sides, others stayed loyal, but everyone felt the weight of two people breaking in public. Twist number 3 landed at 10:23 a.m. An ex of Salma's from before 24 hours came forward with a long post saying, "I stayed quiet for years out of respect, but seeing her dragged like this, I can't anymore. She cheated on me too." With 24 hours, "That's how they started, she left me for him, promised it was different, promised forever, now look." The post included old photos of them happy, then screenshots of her texts to him while dating. 24 hours, saying, "You're my escape, he doesn't understand me." The internet imploded again, timelines rewritten, loyalties Shattered fans typing she played everyone from the start, no wonder he snapped 24 hours, didn't celebrate. He posted a simple text story, thank you for the truth, but this doesn't make me happy. It just makes me sadder, we all lost something here, the maturity. Surprised people, some calling him the bigger person, others saying it's too late for redemption. The drama had layers now peeling back to show years of secrets. Betrayals and broken promises. Friends kept choosing sides. Salma's inner circle started a group story series titled Behind the Glamour Real Talk. One by one they shared stories of late-night calls, panic attacks, therapy bills, all linked to the pressure of keeping up the perfect couple. Image 24 Hours crew responded with their own series. The Real King shit, showing clips of him supporting her career, writing songs about her, paying bills when her brand was struggling, loyalty on full display, both sides painting pictures of love gone wrong. By 11 a.m. Dubai time, the story had spread to every major blog, TMZ, Page 6, Daily Mail, all running live updates. Headlines screaming celebrity couple implosion, Salma versus 24 Hours. Who is telling the truth? Fans were exhausted but couldn't look away, phones on charge all day, notifications muted. Except for this one saga, the stakes were sky high, reputations, finances, mental health, family ties, everything on the line, and still no end in sight. The war had entered a new phase, colder, legal, sharper, more dangerous, and everyone knew the next move could end it all or make it explode 10 times bigger. The morning had only just begun, and the mess was already legendary. The clock hit noon in Dubai and the exhaustion was palpable, but the fire refused to die down. Salma broke her silence in the most unexpected way. She scheduled an emergency press conference, virtual, of course, streamed live on her YouTube channel. No makeup, simple white t-shirt, hair in a messy bun, voice steady but eyes still carrying the weight of the night. She looked straight into the camera and said, for the first time, I'm speaking, not as the brand, not as the influencer, not as the perfect couple half, but as Salma, the human being. Yes, I made mistakes, I cheated more than once, I lied to protect what we had built. I manipulated situations to keep the peace, but I never stole. I never abused, I never threatened to end someone's career the way he did to me. Every time I tried to leave, he reminded me of the skeletons. He held the videos, the messages, the proof that would destroy me overnight. I stayed out of fear, not love, and am done being afraid. The stream peaked at 7.2 million viewers, real-time chat moving so fast it was impossible to read everything. Hearts broke all over again, fans typing, "We still love you, Queen, you're brave for this," while skeptics commented, "Too late, damage done, you admitted it, now face the consequences." Her words hung heavy. She continued, "I forgive myself for surviving the only way I knew how, and I forgive him for the pain he caused because we both contributed to this mess, but I will not let this define me. My team, my family, my real supporters know who I am, and that's enough." The conference ended with her simply saying, "Thank you for listening, now I'm logging off to heal, goodbye for now." 24 Hours was watching. He went live 30 seconds after her stream ended, still in the same black hoodie from earlier, face drawn, no jewelry, no chain, just raw. He didn't yell this time, his voice was quiet, almost broken. "Salma, I heard every word, and yeah, you finally admitted some truth, but you left out the part where I begged you for years to be honest with me, where I cried in hotel rooms alone because I knew something was wrong, but you gaslit me into thinking I was paranoid. You turned my love into a weapon against me, and now you're the victim in the story. I'm not buying the redemption arc, not today." He paused, wiped his face, then continued, "But I'm tired too, I'm tired of hating, I'm tired of fighting, I'm tired of seeing our names dragged through every headline, every comment section. So here's my offer, Salma, private meeting, no cameras, no lives, no leaks. Just us, our lawyers, our families. Let's end this like adults, before more people get hurt, before our moms stop sleeping, before we lose everything we actually cared about. If you say yes, DM me. If not, then God help us both, because this war has no winners." The offer landed like a shockwave. The internet paused for a full minute, then erupted with reactions, fans screaming yes, do it, talk it out, others typing, "Don't trust him, it's a trap, hell record it." The hashtag private meeting started trending worldwide within minutes, people making edits of their old happy moments overlaid with hopeful music captions like "Maybe love can win after all," mixed with cynical ones like "She's not dumb enough to fall for that." Family members reacted fast. Salma's mom posted a story from her phone, shaky camera, her face soft for the first time in days. "My babies, please listen to him, find peace. I can't watch my children destroy each other anymore." 24 Hours sister, who had stayed mostly silent until now, went live briefly, voice cracking, "Big bro, you've been strong. But strength isn't always fighting, sometimes it's laying down the sword. Please, if she says yes, go." I love you both even after everything. The family, please hit different fans who were hardcore on either side, started softening, typing prayers for healing. Family first, but not everyone was ready for peace. Anonymous accounts kept dropping new leaks. One showed Salma at a club months ago laughing with the same producer. 24 Hours accused her of another, had 24 hours old DM to a mutual friend saying she's cheating. Again, I know it but I can't prove it yet, I still love her. Help. The new drops felt like attempts to derail the potential truce. Fans called them out, typing stop feeding the fire, let them talk. Some even reported the accounts en masse trying to protect the fragile hope of resolution. Celebrity friends weighed in, heavier now. A top model who collabed with both posted a joint story, split screen one side Salma, quote, the other, 24 Hours, quote, with the text, love is messy, healing is possible, sending love to both my peoples. Another rapper who mentored to 4 Hours early career tweeted, sometimes you gotta lose the battle to win the war, proud of you for offering peace. King, hold that energy. Salma, if you're reading this, take the olive branch, not for clout, for your soul. The support for peace started outweighing the chaos. Calls for them to meet privately flooded every platform. By 2 p.m., the first sign of movement. Salma's PR account posted a single-line statement, Ms. Salma is considering all options. With her family's guidance, no further comment at this time. 24 Hours side stayed quiet. But paparazzi caught his car, leaving the mansion, headed toward a neutral hotel known for discretion. Tinted windows, security tight, no confirmation, but the speculation went wild. Is the meeting happening right now? Fans live tweeting every update, every possible sighting. Personal stakes had never been higher for Salma. Admitting her faults publicly was career suicide in some eyes, but also a chance at rebirth. Authenticity over perfection for 24 Hours. Offering peace after days of exposure meant risking looking weak, but also showing growth, maturity, the kind fans respected long-term. Both were gambling everything: reputation, money, peace of mind, on the hope that one conversation could stop the bleeding. Then, at 3:41 p.m., the biggest twist yet, Salma posted a story from inside a car, blacked out windows, caption, on my way, no face, no location. Just those 4 words. The internet lost its screens, recorded, reposted, analyzed every pixel of the background, trying to guess the route. 24 Hours posted simultaneously a photo of his watch showing 3:41 p.m. Caption, same. The synchronicity felt cinematic. Fans screaming, they're really doing it, this is history in the making. Reports started trickling in from insiders. Both arrived at the same 5-star hotel, separate entrances, private suite booked under a fake name, security sweeping the floor, no phones allowed inside. Sources saying lawyers present but no media, no leaks promised. The wait was agonizing, every minute stretched. Fans refreshing, obsessively begging for updates. Some even praying in comments, God, let them find peace, let the healing start. Hours passed with nothing. Then at 6:07 p.m. posted the first update since the meeting started, a simple black story, white text, we talked, we cried, we listened, no winners, no losers, just 2 tired people trying to close a painful chapter. More to come when ready. 24 Hours followed minutes later. Same style, we said everything that needed saying. Some things can't be fixed overnight, but respect is back on the table, thank you for the space. The relief was collective. Fans typing crying emojis, healing era incoming, while others remained cautious. Don't celebrate yet, wait for the full story. But the tone had shifted from war to tentative hope. The family posted united messages for the first time. Salma's dad writing, proud of my daughter and my son-in-law for choosing peace over pride. 24 Hours mom replying, amen, let's rebuild together. The divide started mending slowly. Brands watched closely. Some issued statements welcoming any path to resolution, others stayed silent, waiting to see if the truce held. Personal healing was the priority. Now both reportedly staying at separate wellness centers, no social media for at least a week. Therapy sessions lined up. Family therapy suggested the war that started at midnight had lasted over 18 hours, destroyed millions and values shattered trust, but also forced truths into the light. The internet began to calm. Notifications slowed, edits turned from sad to hopeful, songs about forgiveness remixed with their old couple anthems. The mess wasn't gone, but the heat had dropped enough for breathing room. The showdown that exposed everything also revealed something deeper to people who once loved fiercely still cared enough to try fixing the unfixable. And in that tiny crack of light, the story that seemed destined for total destruction found its first fragile thread of possible redemption. But everyone knew one wrong word, one leaked detail could reignite it all. The next chapter wasn't written yet, and the world waited, holding its breath for whatever came next. The room no longer felt like a room. It felt like pressure. like something building that had been waiting for the right second to finally break. Voices had already been raised, accusations thrown like sharp glass, and yet somehow, what was coming next felt even heavier. You could see it in the way Salma stood there, arms tight across her chest, eyes locked forward, not blinking, not backing down, and across from her, 24 hours looked just as firm, just as unwilling to give an inch. Nobody in that moment was ready to let it go. Not this time. What made it worse was that this was not new. This was history repeating itself, but louder, messier, and far more public. People in the room already knew pieces of the story, but what they were about to hear was deeper, more personal, and impossible to ignore. The tension was not just about one argument. It was about everything that had been left unsaid for too long. Salma finally broke the silence, but it was not calm. It was not controlled. Her voice came out sharp, cutting straight through the noise, calling out the same patterns she had been noticing for months. She was done pretending things were fine. She was done keeping her distance quietly. This time, she wanted answers, and she wanted them right there, in front of everyone. 24 hours did not hesitate either. There was no attempt to soften the situation. No effort to smooth things over. Instead, the response came back just as intense, just as direct. Like someone who had been waiting for this confrontation and was more than ready to step into it. The energy shifted instantly. This was no longer a conversation. This was a showdown. People around them started reacting, some stepping in, others stepping back, but nobody could fully interrupt what was happening. Because underneath all the noise, there was truth trying to come out, and both sides believed they were the ones finally exposing it. Salma pointed out inconsistencies, moments that did not add up, things that had been brushed aside before but now could not be ignored. She spoke with a kind of clarity that only comes when someone has been holding on to something for too long. Every word carried weight. Every sentence felt like it had been rehearsed in her mind 100 times before this moment. And yet, 24 hours stood firm, refusing to accept the narrative being placed on them. The denial was not quiet. It was loud, defensive, and layered with its own set of accusations. Suddenly, it was not just about what Salma was saying. It became about credibility, about who people should believe, about whose version of events actually held truth. That is when the room really started to split. Some people leaned toward Salma, nodding, quietly agreeing, feeling like this was something that had needed to be said for a long time. Others stood by 24 hours, convinced that the situation was being twisted, that things were not as simple as they were being made to look. And right in the middle of it all, the argument kept growing, pulling more people into it with every passing second. Voices overlapped. Emotions rose higher. At one point, it felt like things might go beyond words. You could see it in the body language, in the way both sides stepped closer, in the way hands moved, in the way others rushed in just enough to keep space between them without fully stopping the confrontation. But what made this moment unforgettable was not just the intensity, it was what came out next. Because in the middle of all that chaos, new details started to surface. Things that had not been mentioned before. Conversations that had happened behind closed doors. Actions that had been denied until now. The kind of information that shifts everything, that forces people to rethink what they thought they knew. Salma did not hold back. She laid it all out, piece by piece, building a picture that was hard to ignore. You could feel the room getting quieter, even though the tension stayed high. People were listening now. Really listening. 24 hours, for the first time, seemed caught between holding their ground and realizing that some of these points were hitting too close. The responses slowed down, became more measured, but still defensive. It was no longer just about arguing back. It was about maintaining control of the situation. And that is where things turned. Because when truth starts to come out in a space like that, it does not just affect the people directly involved. It changes how everyone sees everything. Relationships shift. Loyalties get tested. And suddenly, what looked like one conflict starts revealing a much bigger story underneath. Selma's voice softened slightly, but not in a way that showed weakness. It was the tone of someone who knew they had made their point, who knew that the truth was no longer hidden, whether people wanted to accept it or not. She was not shouting anymore. She did not need to. 24 hours, on the other hand, looked like someone trying to hold on to control while everything around them was starting to slip. Not fully, not completely, but enough for people to notice, enough for doubt to enter the room. And once doubt is there, it does not leave easily. The aftermath of that moment lingered. Nobody moved on quickly. Conversations broke off into smaller groups. People started comparing what they had just witnessed with what they had heard before, and slowly, the bigger picture started forming in everyone's minds. What made this situation so powerful was not just the drama, it was the reality behind it. The fact that this was not just for show. These were real emotions, real conflicts, real consequences. Salma did not just confront someone, she shifted the entire narrative, and 24 hours did not just defend themselves. They revealed cracks that had not been visible before. By the time things settled, nothing felt the same. The energy in the room had changed. The way people looked at each other had changed. Even the silence carried weight. Because once truth is exposed, even partially, you cannot go back to pretending. And that is exactly why this moment is still being talked about. People are replaying it, analyzing every word, every reaction, every detail. They are choosing sides, forming opinions, questioning what is real and what is not. Because this was not just another argument, this was a turning point. So now the real question is not just what happened in that moment, it is what happens next. Will Salma continue to push forward, now that she has said what needed to be said? Will 24 hours come back stronger, with their own version of the truth, ready to flip the narrative once again? Or is this just the beginning of something even bigger? Because if there is one thing we have learned from this situation, it is that nothing stays hidden forever. And when it comes out, it rarely does so quietly. Now I want to hear from you. Whose side are you on after watching all of this unfold? Do you think Salma exposed the real truth? Or do you believe there is more to the story that we have not seen yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation is far from over, and your voice matters more than ever right now. And if you want to stay updated on every twist, every reveal, and every moment that follows this drama, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because trust me, this situation is not done, not even close.